Hello and welcome back to CEO.CA's Inside the Boardroom. My name is James Petham and today I'm joined by Miles Rideout, Vice President of Exploration at Argentina Lithium and Energy. Miles, it's great to chat with you today.
Thanks for having me, James.
So can we kick things off for our viewers with a little bit of backstory about Argentina Lithium and Energy? Could you give us the elevator pitch for the company?
Certainly. We have chosen to explore for lithium brines in northwest Argentina because geologically it's very amenable to high-grade lithium brine resources, and the jurisdiction is very favorable. Of all the big lithium brine jurisdictions, Argentina is the only one where the extraction of lithium brine is regulated the same as for any other mining mineral, and that makes it a standout destination for investment. And as a consequence, then, we've been focusing on acquiring solar properties in northwest Argentina. We have 4 properties currently, about 67,000 hectares. 2 of those properties would be our focus areas. That's the Rincon West project, where we've been drilling for 2 years, and the Antofalla North project, where we're due to begin drilling in the second half of 2024.
Great. Thank you so much for that overview. We'll talk about some of that drilling, especially at Rincon West, in just a moment. But I want to go back to September of 2023. You received this landmark investment, $90 million in Argentinian peso equivalent from Stellantis. Can you walk us through maybe how that investment came about? How is that money being put to use? And has the company been affected by currency devaluations in Argentina since that investment?
Excellent questions. So Stellantis is a major automotive manufacturer. They are Peugeot, Fiat, Chrysler, that group. And they have significant requirements for lithium carbonate in the latter part of this decade, and they are trying to secure their supply chain for lithium. They approached our group in February of last year, looking for an opportunity to acquire a portion of the company and an offtake agreement for when we can get our core projects through to production. In our negotiation, we asked for $45 million which would fund us to take our 2 core projects through exploration, resource definition, and pre-feasibility studies. Stellantis said that they would provide those funds, but paid in Argentina in Argentine pesos. And there was about 100% difference then between the official evaluation of the peso and the real purchasing value of a peso. So we asked for $45 million and they said, in order to provide that, we will fund you with $90 million paid in Argentine pesos. When we did our conversion, then this was in October of last year, shortly before the Argentine elections, we realized slightly less than $45 million. We realized about $41 million when we did our conversion. But what we did was immediately we removed those funds from the Argentine peso currency, and we prepaid certain services. We also exercised options on our core projects, so we purchased our projects outright, and we converted the amount that we could to hard currency US dollars. We did operations like that to remove our investment from the currency risk in Argentine pesos.
Great, thank you for that overview, and certainly an interesting time to be operating in Argentina. Those risks that you mentioned, but also a lot of upside when it comes to exploration. You have ongoing exploration work at the Rincon West project. You announced results from your 12th drill hole there just this week. Can you walk us through what you found there so far?
Yes. We've been drilling on Rincon West for coming up on 2 years now. The idea is we originally claimed the western sandy basin. It's a flat stretch on the west side of the Rincon Salar. Now, the central part of Rincon Salar is held by Rio Tinto Mining, the world's second largest mining company. And they have a production plan they announced just 3 weeks ago. They're taking their project through to production. Our initial claim block was located west of Rio Tinto, and it represents a sandy basin where we postulated that we had the same types of brines under our sand and gravel cover that occur under the actual salt flat itself. So we conducted geophysical exploration, which defined that the brines began at about 100 meters depth, and then our drilling has been focused in that area, defining a resource. So typically what we would see when we drill would be 50 meters of dry sediment, then 50 meters of fresh water-saturated sediment, and then at about 100 meters depth, we go into these concentrated brines down to about 300 or 350 meters depth, and we produce the same kinds of lithium concentration which Rio Tinto has on their property. So it's been a success. We've validated what our initial hypothesis was. With the drill holes numbered 10 and 11, 12, what we're doing is we're moving outwards from that initial sandy plain towards the east, towards the Rio Tinto properties. This is a new project area that we've added on to our original claim, and it takes us out over the salt flat with our own properties. So we've been, with this drilling, joining the original sandy plain where we began to the actual salt flat properties we hold now. And we will be defining a comprehensive resource as we complete this drilling. We have 2 more exploration holes to complete through the mid part of this year. We will also be doing rotary drilling and pump tests. And I would imagine we'll be in a position to announce our initial resource in Q3 of this year.
Fantastic. Well, sounds like lots of exciting updates ahead. So you mentioned initial resource coming out in Q3, potentially. Are there any other key milestones that people should be looking out for this year?
There are. On our other core project, which is Antofalla North, Antofalla North is a much larger property. It's whereas Rincon West is about 5,000 hectares, we have more than 10,000 hectares at Antofalla North. And that project is adjacent to Albemarle Corporation, the world's second largest lithium producer. And the area we have at Antofalla North is undrilled. We're beginning our geophysical reconnaissance of that salar in the end of next month, the end of May of 2024. And I anticipate that we'll begin drilling on Antofalla North in the second half of 2024. Likely, we'll be doing 6 broadly spaced reconnaissance holes. The property holding is very large. It's about 27 kilometers north-south and about 7 kilometers east-west. So it's a big area that we'll be evaluating. And if we can produce concentrated lithium brines there, well, that would be a major discovery for us. It would open a second core project area for us to develop.
Great. Well, Miles, thanks so much for that overview of the exploration program and some of the other work that's been going on behind the scenes. Just to wrap up, is there anything else that we should know about Argentina Lithium Energy? Anything that investors should be keeping in mind when they're taking a look at the company?
Our management group is the Grosso Group based in Vancouver. The Grosso Group is currently managing 3 exploration companies, but they have a track record of more than 30 years of exploration and mining development in Argentina. So we have a lot of expertise in our group. The Grosso Group have this track record. They've made full world-class discoveries in Argentina over 3 decades. And the work we're doing now with Argentina Lithium, we're looking for a new discovery and a route to production in the lithium space. So whereas we have a well-established and experienced team, it'll be an interesting development for a Grosso Group company to develop a new project in lithium brines.
Well, Miles, sounds like there's lots to be excited for the year ahead. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, James.